It's time to go!
Good morning and welcome to Claude and the Bansters on this beautiful Sunday morning for this transfer update, latest transfer update. We've got the legend with us, Claude. How you doing, Claude? Hope you're well.
Yeah, not too bad. Here at the Arsenal Cafe, Blackstock Road. If anyone's passing, great breakfast in here, mate. And yeah, good morning, everyone. And well, Chelsea were a bit of an embarrassment last night, weren't they?
Well, you know, before we get into it, I see a lot of tweets on Twitter yesterday, and a few of them were saying, Claude, that if that was Arteta, and obviously he just lost the FA Cup final in a big, massive game, and then he's gone to Bayern Munich, and on aggregate they lost 7-1, the papers would crucify him. But nothing's really been said about Lampard. So what's your feelings on that, mate?
Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, it was embarrassing. I think they did. I must admit they did have a few injuries, but even so, there's a lot of work there still to be done. I think even there, if they really want to mount a proper challenge next season. Well, at the end of the day, the aggregate score, as they said. Bayern versus London simply says 31-9. Hello, Simply. Sorry I couldn't join you for your charity. I've not been well yesterday. I wasn't very well. I was going to come on yesterday, but unfortunately I wasn't very well yesterday. So, but I hope it all went well for you, and I hope you raised enough money. I don't know what he done a 24-hour thing, and it was good. For charity, cancer charity. Hope you raised the money that you needed to.
Yeah, exactly, Simply. Just before we get into the transfers and all, obviously you can see that one man ain't here, our fellow Bansta, Diesel. We want to wish him a very big happy birthday for yesterday. He's probably in bed recovering. He probably got a few more notches on that bed last night as a birthday present.
Yeah, that's why he's probably not in this morning. Yeah, yeah.
So probably I think
we still have to clear out yet.
We can allow him off this once, can't we, Claude?
Yeah, of course we can. Yeah. Don't make a habit of it, though. Yeah.
It's only your birthday once a year. Diesel, remember that, mate. Joseph, thank you for your super chat, mate. He said, big up two of my favourites, Terry and Claude. Keep up the good work, lads. London is red. Trophy for Arsenal, but none for Tottenham and Chelsea. Yeah, got to agree with that, Claude. Thank you very much for your contribution and all, mate. Right, let's get into it then, Claude. Let's start off with this one. Hold up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Where are we? And here it is, Claude. The biggest one, obviously, for the transfer window for Arsenal, in my opinion, is it looks like Aubameyang is set to sign a new 3-year deal worth up to about 250 grand a week. What's your feelings on that, Claude?
Well, I think it's expected. I think the major clubs haven't come in for him, which is a bit of a bonus for Arsenal. In that respect, but yeah, it's a great deal. Now we've got to build around him, though. It's no good just getting him over the line. We've got to get better players around him that can suit him, and then we can really talk about us as a football side again. But yeah, it's a great deal. If it happened, I mean, it's another long-running saga, isn't it? I mean, will he sign? Will he not? I don't know what they're waiting for, but it looks like should be done this week, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you go by what a lot of people are saying on the Arsenal Twitter, and that is that, you know, Arsenal keep taking their pin tweet off, and they keep tweeting 4 or 5 times a day about Aubameyang and in the FA Cup and giving us little sort of teasers. So I don't know if they're if it's going to be done very, very soon. I hope so. For me personally, I think that will be the biggest deal that Arsenal can do this transfer window for us, because if we let him run his contract down or we sold him for 30, 40 million, we would never replace him. We would never replace him for like. a striker coming in, getting the goals that we need, and that he gets us straight away. So I think this would be the best bit of business that we can do. And you've only got to go by Vardy, in my opinion, Claude, who's 33, 2 years older than Aubameyang, who's got the golden boot this year.
Oh yeah. I'm not worried about it. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, but excuse me. I agree with you on that, but at the end of the day, as long as we got the three-year contract, I think there'll be an option of I think there'll be a clause in there somewhere along the line, though.
Yeah. I definitely agree with you. I definitely think there'll be an agreement. Sophie, how you doing? Air dryer treatment. Everyone go and give her a follow, please. Fantastic channel and doing great things on YouTube. I hope you're well, Sophie.
Yeah, I hope you're well, Sophie. They've got Copenhagen tomorrow night. I think they'll cruise through that one, but I don't know. They've got a good chance of winning that Europa League.
Yeah.
I think the teams that could stop them are could be the Inter Milan, Seville in that as well in that, and that could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. So there could be teams that could stop them, but yeah, there'll be tomorrow night they're playing it. Tomorrow night, home to Copenhagen. Well, it's all in one. It's one tournament now, isn't it?
Yeah. She said, "Thank you. Hope you're both doing well." Claude, thoughts on Willian deal? We'll be coming on that in a minute, Soph. Don't worry. We'll pick up on that in a second. The next one I want to quickly talk about, Claude, is this one, which is a very, very exciting deal. I've looked at a load of videos of him, and that's Gabriel Magalhaes. I don't know how you pronounce it.
Let's just call him Gabriel because we could be all
night. Gabriel from Lille, Brazilian centre back. I think he's 22 years old, and it looks like we can get him on something like £27 million. So, what's your feelings on that, Claude?
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to find a top centre half and at a good price that is going to suit our budget. But it seems quite a strong player. It's very hard to go on videos, though. You can get fooled by videos, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But from what I was talking to Dan, who watches French football a lot, Dan Potts the other day, and he said he's a very good, exciting talent. So I'll go with what Dan tells me. He said he played alongside Pepe as well. He's got the recommendation of Pepe. How he adapts to the Premier League is another thing. But yeah, everything's got to be better than what we got at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But, and it's not a bad price as well. But as I said the other day, you could spend 60 million and get a centre half, and it could be completely useless. You know. And you can spend 25 million and get a top player. So hopefully our scouting network has done its job properly and we've got a top player.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've watched a few videos of him because obviously we've been rumoured with him. He looks very, very strong. He's obviously a very, very good, got a great left foot on him. I'll tell you what he looks fantastic at. Not only does he look good at defending, he looks strong, but to get us straight on the attack with his left foot from defence, put the ball straight over to Aubameyang, the likes of Pepe, Saka running onto him, he can get us on the attack from next to nothing. So his distribution and getting us on the attack, he looks fantastic, Gabriel. As you said, though, Claude, I mean, as good as he does look, videos can make you look great. Will he settle in straight away in the Premier League? We all know that's a different type kettle of fish. It's a lot stronger, a lot faster. So that will be interesting. But at the moment, I mean, you know, going into next season, Claude, with a back five maybe of either Leno or Martinez in goal, Tierney, maybe Gabriel, Saliba, and Maitland-Niles as our defence back five. I mean, surely that's got to excite you.
Yeah, of course it will. It all depends if it comes off and they settle in quickly. Yeah, but as I say, you can't be. It's got to be a better an improvement of what we got at the moment. And is this still? They say this still is nearly done. Did you say?
But I mean, look. I mean, when you look at it, he's been left out of the team for their next game in the Europa League or the Championship. I can't remember what Lille are in. I think it's the Europa League. He's been left out of the squad. Apparently, his shirt number. You can't get his name on the shirt from the shop anymore. So it looks like it's a done deal, to be honest, Claude. But I never can anything as a done deal until they've got the Arsenal shirt in their hands, to be honest.
The only thing the only caution I will have on this is that with Saliba and him, there's two very young players at the back there, very inexperienced in the Premier League. You can, if we get off to a bad start, then because they haven't settled in properly, then there's problems. But yeah, I think overall, if we're looking long term, it's a good deal for us because now they've got two young guys at the back there for the rest for a long time. You've got Kieran Tierney as well.
Yeah.
As well as that, and hopefully, if we keep Maitland-Niles, I'm not sure if he's going to keep Maitland-Niles, but we've got a good back line there for a long time to come. The average age as well is quite low as well. You say, so it's a good thing long term.
Yeah.
But then again, Arteta's got the dilemma. I mean, Arteta's got also got to realise that he's got to get results and. Results dictate things, and it's a balancing act to see how for next season what he does next season.
All right, well, let's move on to the next one, Claude, and that will be Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey, obviously, we've been linked with Thomas Partey for a long time now. Atletico Madrid, defensive midfield player. He looks fantastic. He looks solid. He's got a buyout clause of 45.5 million. So what's your feelings on that, getting across the line?
Yeah, we seem to be haggling a lot. Remember, he's got the option. He's not in a great rush to leave as well. So he could actually, if we don't get this over the line and keep bartering and things like that, he could actually extend his contract and stay at Madrid. So that's why the release clause is there. If we're not going to meet that release clause, then I don't know why we just don't meet. If we really think he's the, we really want him, I think we should meet that release clause instead of all this up and down barring and trying to get him on the cheap. Well, we've got to be ruthless in the transfer market. You've got to just go. If you want to be, you're a big club. You go out and get these players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to start trying to get him on the cheap. You know what I'm saying? So it could backfire because someone else could come in, or he could just Atletico could say, "Well, look, we're happy to keep him," and that's it. That's it.
I think, me personally, I think obviously Atletico Madrid are still in the Champions League, aren't they? So I think any transfers will be kept quiet until obviously they are exited or they keep winning and going through to the next round.
Who they got in the next round?
I don't know, mate. I can't remember. Let's have a look. Or if anyone knows quickly who's Madrid got in the next round, let's have a look.
I think they could go all the way. Actually, a good side, very good top side. So
they got RB Leipzig,
Leipzig, Leipzig. Yeah. Who are now without their main man, aren't they? Without Tino Werner, aren't they? They're without their main man. So yeah, they should get through that. I think they'll go through there.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one quickly, Claude, and that will be. What have we got here? And obviously, it's the widespread, and we think we know Willian from Chelsea. Obviously, Chelsea offered him a 2-year extension to stay with them. He refused that, but it looks like that he's. If you look at all the reports, he's already signed for Arsenal. It's just when Arsenal want to announce that it's all been done. So, what's your feelings on that signing?
This one worries me a bit because are we getting a player that really is just looking just to stay in London and just sit on his ass in London for the next 3 years, or are we getting a player that's determined to carry on the way he has been carrying? I'm a bit worried. Why did Chelsea didn't offer him the 3-year contract if he's that? They must see something that we haven't seen. They work with him all the time. Yeah, of course he's better than what we've got at the moment, but then again, that's the same. That doesn't say much.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, if we can get obviously the Partey deal over the line, and we can get Gabriel over the line, and obviously Aubameyang signed up, for me, then it's just
that's what I'm saying. If it's just an extra on top of the players that we really need, then I ain't got no complaints. But I just don't want to be tagged in this retirement like we're a retirement home. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I think the only difference with William for me, I mean, I know I've said that a lot about David Luiz, but if you look at David Luiz, he was their 4th choice centre back. He was going to be sitting on the bench, and he wasn't really going to be getting a game for him. Whereas William, I know he's 32, but he's probably one of their best players all season, and he was probably one of the first players on the team sheets. So I mean, it's a total different players. Obviously, I know they're different positions and that. But like I said, if we can get Partey and Gabriel all signed up over the line, then Willian, as for 2 years, definitely strengthens our squad in depth. And obviously, it'd just be the start of a rebuild under Arteta and for Arsenal.
Yeah, the experience. Yeah, I'll get you the experience, but I just feel that why Chelsea would let him go, why Chelsea won't offer him that 3 year. If they really look a lot with us with Aubameyang, yeah, we're going all out to get him signed up, aren't we?
Yeah.
There's no 3 year, 2 year. We're not arguing over 3 years or 2 years. Whereas with them, they're just saying, "Oh well, no, if you don't want 3, you only want 2 years, and that's it." So they must know something we don't. So I get the feeling that they don't want to keep him anyway, because if they really wanted to keep him, they would have offered him the 3 year deal, and that's what I find a bit. I'm not comfortable with. I could be wrong, but I'm not comfortable with that at the moment. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I think that out of all the transfers at the moment, Aubameyang will definitely sign, and I think Williams already signed. So I think them two are definitely over the line. And if you go by reports on this next player, Claude, apparently he's already agreed personal terms, and that is Coutinho. What's your feeling on him?
Were he playing last night? Everyone said he was at the training ground the other day, but were he playing last night?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of reports that apparently Barcelona representatives and Coutinho was at the ground the other day in the training ground.
He last night for Bayern Munich.
Yeah, he did play last night. Yeah, so I don't know if that's true or if it's just rumours again. But going by all the reports is that he's already agreed personal terms and more or less the deal is done. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's another good creative player. But this is another thing I'm worried about with loan deals, is that whether they give you the full commitment that they give for their club that they're with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's got experience of playing in the Premier League. It's not as if he hasn't been in the Premier League, so he'll walk straight into that. he won't need time to adapt. That's a good thing, but it's the commitment thing for me. The commitment, as he got that real heart. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you haven't got that heart and the commitment to play for the team 100%, then it's just a waste of time. But we'll see.
Look, for me, obviously when he was at Liverpool, he was a fantastic player. It hasn't really worked out for him at Bayern Munich and Barcelona. I think he's still only 27, isn't he? I think he's only about 27 years old. So he's going to want to get his career back up and running again, isn't he? So, you know, for me, with the commitment thing, like you're saying, surely he's going to want to put performances in to get his name back out there and get back in the international side for Brazil too. So I think he would be good. I think it'd be, like I said, as long as we get Aubameyang, Partey and Gabriel over the line, I think these two other players like Willian and Coutinho, they will just, I mean, let's be honest, you look at our bench over the last year, it's been appalling. So if we can get Coutinho in and Willian as part of them three and all it does is strengthen up our squad for the next couple of years while we're rebuilding. And I don't see the problem with that. And they're played in the Premiership, like you said, Claude. They can hit the ground running. So I think
I've got no problem with that. But you know, I've got no problem with their ability and everything like that. But what I'm trying to say, and I've seen it all before, where players have come over and they've been on loan and they've not really got that desire that you need. In the Premier League, you need a lot of desire in big games. You know, that desire that is needed. But then again, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how we can afford his wages as well, because we've still got Ozil on the. Oh, have we missed a super chat here?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up now. We've got two football seconds. Thank you very much for your contribution. He said Lewis Dunk, James Charpsky would be perfect for you boys. What do you think of that, Claude?
That's one. It's a member, one of our members. Thank you for that. Yeah, Dunk is probably a proper centre half, isn't he? You know what you're getting with Dunk, and it's probably a better, more ideal than this guy that from Lille, because he's played in the Premier League. He's a no-nonsense centre half, and yeah, I agree with him. Yeah, good, top players. Yeah.
No, I agree too. I mean, they would definitely be fantastic for our club too. That ain't too hard, like we've been saying, really, with the squad that we've had over the last couple of years. We need to get some of these deadwood out, and these players will definitely improve us. Let's move on to this one, Claude. And that is obviously a player that is already there at the moment and looks like he's going to extend his contract, and that's Danny Ceballos.
Well, I've not heard anything about that. I mean, apparently they're just going to extend his loan or something. Yeah, he's done all right. He's settled in after. He's took a while to settle down. See, I had my doubts with him at first, but he's settled down. He's looking. I mean, he's probably the key reason. Everyone goes on about Bambian, but I think he was really one of the big reasons we went on to win the FA Cup. Really, because it was his work in the middle of the park was outstanding, and I think if we extend his deal, that'd be good. That'd be good for us. Yeah, it depends because I was hearing that he wasn't very happy and wanted to go back. Now he's staying, is he? So that's good. That's good. What's Kevin Mark saying?
Kevin Mark said, in my opinion, we shouldn't be hyped about Coutinho. We are not getting the same Coutinho from Liverpool. He's probably, in my opinion, same like James Rodriguez.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say about desire he had at Liverpool, and then after that, he never really was the same player again. Yeah, exactly. So that's where you've got to be careful with these players, where you buy them. As you say, look, Rodriguez, James Rodriguez is another one. There's You have not heard much about him, have you? So we'll see how it goes, mate. See how it goes.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, at the end of the day, with the players that we've been linked with at the moment, hopefully we can get, if we can get two of them over the line, which is Gabriel and Thomas Partey for me, that would make our squad, well, our team next season, our first 11.
We also need to get a few out the door.
What's that, mate?
We need to be going out the door as well.
Yeah, we're going to come on to that in a second.
We're overloaded otherwise. We'll have to get a few out the door. If we can get a few out the door as well,
yeah.
Then we're laughing, but then it's getting them out and getting. As I said the other day, you could throw them all out on the street and no one will pick them up. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard.
Well,
I think some of them you just got to get them off the wage bill and just get what you can for them, even if it's 5 or 10 million. Just get them out of the football club.
No, exactly. I totally agree with you. I
would just try and come to some sort of agreement and pay off his contract somehow, half his contract off, and then let him go somewhere he wants to go. I'm sure he won't. I'm sure if it's 18 million in it, that's going to cost him 18 million in wages.
Yeah.
If you just give him 12 million and just find another club, and that's it. Get him out. That's what we got to do. Something like that.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. All right, let's quickly move on to some of these transfer rumours that are on the outgoings instead of incomings. I mean, I'm going to call this the biggest bullshit transfer of the window. That's my opinion. And
Tottenham.
There you go. You just said it. Maitland-Niles going to Tottenham. I mean, the biggest load of bullshit you're going to hear this transfer window, right? And listen,
nothing would surprise me, mate.
If it gets Tottenham's hopes up that they're going to get a fantastic player in Maitland-Niles and let them talk about him, let them think it's going to happen. But I'm telling you now, Maitland-Niles will be an Arsenal player next season. That is what I believe. I don't know about you, Claude, but that's what I believe.
Well, another young talented boy we can't let go, but it looks like Arteta has been pushed into this one by the hierarchy, hasn't he? He's been told he needs to be released cash, and of course, I suppose Maitland-Niles is money. If there is cash in selling Maitland-Niles, I would get rid of Bellerin myself. I think you would get interest from Europe for Bellerin, but I hope he doesn't go. I don't think he'll go Spurs. There's no way, even if we was to sell him, I don't think we'd sell him to Tottenham, would we? No,
exactly. Look, at the end of the day, look, what you've got to look at, right? This is going to be a rebuild situation under Arteta. We all know as Arsenal fans that we need to get rid of these deadwood players. There's loads of players in there, at least 10 that we need to get rid of. This is not going to happen overnight. Maitland-Niles is not one of them, right? I've been saying it for ages, even since the beginning of the season. I think Maitland-Niles, if he gets his head down, if he knocked that chip off his shoulder, if he wants to make that right back his own, I know he wants to play in midfield, but he'll be able to play for a fantastic team, which is Arsenal, a fantastic club, dripped in history, and under a fantastic manager at the moment, which is Arteta, which is on the rebuild, right? You got young Saka, that was, you know what I mean? Listen, he had a lot of teams coming in for him, especially Liverpool. I know Liverpool was going hard to try and get his signature. If Emery was still here, I think Saka might have left us and went to Liverpool. But under Arteta, he can see his vision, he can see his philosophy, he can see how the team is going to progress. Obviously, Arteta's told him who he wants to can't get in, and Saka signed. I think that will be the same for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, in my opinion. I can't see how a young player, let's be honest, he could go to Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, any one of the big clubs, but is he going to get first team football to start off with? Is he going to be their main right back? Will he adapt to the way they want to play? Listen, I mean, the players seem to love him. Arteta, I think, is the right manager for young players to do them up and give them their chance. I think, personally, he will stay and sign a new contract. That's just my opinion.
Isn't he on a long contract already? Someone had to tell me about. I'm sure he's already on a contract already. But listen, I can't see that happening. But as you say, in football, anything can. It wouldn't surprise me, but I can't see that happening. No, I can't see that. Why? I mean, if anything, I would let Hector Bellerin go.
Yeah,
We're going to let anyone go because I don't think he'll give you one good game in 5, like he did in the final, and then disappear for about 5 or 6 games. So I'm gonna say we should get rid of Hector Bellerin. I think Bellerin should be the one to make way if anyone's going to go.
Ainsley got 3 years left on his contract. I still would sign him up even longer. He's a young player.
3 years. See, that's what I'm saying. There's no rush to sell him. But I think if he's been put, and if Arteta now, this is a sign of things. This is what I'm trying to say to you, right? If he hasn't got control, and these sort of things are keep happening, and he's been told to do this, do that, and then we start losing, right?
Yeah.
Then he needs to just say, look, put your hands up and walking.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And embarrass the board. Embarrass.
Yeah, exactly.
Too many coaches like Emery spoke too late after it's all done and dusted. Even Wenger as well, to a certain extent. They spoke when it's too late and bang, 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 and nothing about it. We'll see.
I think it's just all a load of rumours, to be honest. That you know, what I mean, they're trying to make a bit of a divide at Arsenal. I don't think it's going to work. So let them keep doing it. I really don't believe in that rumour. I think Aisling, mate, and Knowles, the way he's been playing.
And Jose is a bit of he does like to stir a bit of trouble.
Wow, exactly. Anthony said, this would be interesting to get your point of view, Claude. Anthony said, Terry, I asked Lee Gunner, would he take Conte as manager from Arteta? He said he will.
Yeah, he's a top guy. He's a top coach. No, let's not. I mean, he took Chelsea to the title in his first season there. He's a top coach, mate. He can actually take Inter Milan to the Europa League as well. So, yeah, and look at what he's done with Lukaku as well. Lukaku's a different player. He's starting to really turn up now. So the only thing is he hasn't got anything else. Alexis, I think he's had enough. I think he just had enough.
Look, for me, I mean, everyone's got their own opinion. Do you know what I mean? If that's what Lee Gunner's got, then he's entitled to that opinion. Same as Claude. For me, I think the new way now is for the young players, ex-players who's got affiliation to the club, that know the way that they want to play, they know the history. I think that's the way to go. I mean, obviously you've got Steven Gerrard who's at Rangers, who will probably end up at Liverpool. Not long from there. After Klopp, probably. He's a fantastic manager. Frank Lampard. Let's be honest. I know that he's had a rough month, but if you look over the season that he's had for Chelsea, I think he's had a great season. If you look at what's his name, Pillow, he's going to be the Juventus manager now over anybody else.
Look at that. I mean, they just won the Italian league and they've sacked the manager.
Yeah. Sarri.
They don't mess about over there.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's for me. That's the way to go. You know what I mean? A young manager there that's got the passion. I'll be honest. I'm not interested in all these old managers anymore. I think football's moved on since all of these managers. I'm not saying that they're not going to be able to win things again, which they probably will. But I'd rather go down the young route now, and I'm fully behind Arteta. That's just me personally. Let's move on to the next one, Claude, and that is Lucas Torreira. Apparently, he's still homesick and he's looking for a move back to Italy or somewhere like that. So, what's your?
No, if you can get 20, 30 million, get him on his way, mate.
Yeah,
he's a good player, but his heart's not in. You don't want to be, as you say. Some players just can't cope with the English lifestyle. and he's suited to Italy, which is completely different. So I'd sell him. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really do like him. I think he could be a great player. But if he is homesick and he doesn't want to stay at Arsenal, then why should we keep him? If we can get 25, 30 million, if that is the way he definitely feels, then let's sell him and we'll move on. And hopefully he does well at his new club. I mean, that's all we can say. Torreira, I really do like him. I think he could be a great player. But, at the end of the day, if your heart's not in Arsenal, then you can move on and let's get someone in that wants to fight for the badge, fight for this club, and take us forward.
Yeah.
And the next one is.
So a message from our mate Flo up there.
Oh yeah, Flo. He says William is a waste of money. Surely there's someone else who's better and younger. Look, Flo, at the end of the day, like I said, mate, I do agree with you. If he was going to be our star signing, then I think everyone would be up in arms about it and very angry and things like that. But obviously, this is a rebuild, right? If we can get Partey in, if we can get Gabriel in, they're two young players that are coming into this squad that go straight into our starting 11. That'd be fantastic. And then William and Coutinho, if they do come in, they strengthen our squad. Let's be honest, they strengthen our squad with the players we've got there now. If you look at our bench over the season, like I've been saying, it's been very, very poor compared to Chelsea's, Man City's, Man United, Liverpool's, and that will improve us. So let's not get it wrong. We're not going to go out and get 5 fantastic players during this window. It's never going to happen. But if we can get 2 or 3, plus a couple of great squad players, which William and Coutinho could be, I think that would be great, mate. Lacazette. There's rumours at the moment that obviously Lacazette wants to go back to Atletico Madrid again and in the region of 30 million, Claude. For me, I don't care about any money for Lacazette. Let's just get a straight swap with Partey.
Well, if Atletico want him, yeah, there's no reason why we can't do a deal like that. That would be absolutely ideal. And I think, exactly, I think these are one of the good assets we could, because he's on 2 years. He's got 2 years left of his contract, and if he doesn't sign a new contract, he's another one that's going to be running down his contract. So if we can get 30 million for him, 40 million, I'd sell now. Yeah, definitely sell.
I mean, so if we can get 30 million like it's been rumoured, Claude, why not just say, look, we give you Lacazette plus 15 million, and that's the release clause of Thomas Partey.
Yeah, but it's not as simple as that. You just got to, if only deals can just go through like that. Too complicated, mate.
I just don't understand it myself.
It's not like the old days because different agents are involved, and that's what stops these sort of deals going through.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, mate. So that concludes the transfer rumours anyway of Arsenal. Let's move on then. Who else would you like to be sold? I mean, obviously, Ozil, Claude.
Have we got all day, mate? No, I think Mkhitaryan, El Neni, Mustafi, Socrates. I think you could just throw them all in, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. You got Mavropanos or whatever his name was. I mean, he can go.
Unlucky with injuries. That's a hard one for me to call.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at next year, then. I mean, if all these rumours come true, all these transfers that we're supposed to be getting in, I mean, we could be looking at having something like Martinez in goal, Tierney left back, Gabriel and Saliba in central defence with Maitland-Niles at right back. We could have Thomas Partey and maybe Ceballos in the middle with Uber, Pepe, and maybe a William or Coutinho. I mean, how does that sound for you, Claude, starting off with that team next season? And where would that team get us?
And good, it's going to be good as well because we've got talented youngsters coming through as well, like Smith Rowe.
Yeah, Martinelli.
Yeah, Martinelli as well.
From injury.
Get these players as well. They've still got to come back. Young, talented players. The thing with Martinez is going to be a problem there because if Leno does come back and just walks in as number one, I think Martinez will want to go.
Yeah.
There's going to be a problem there. I think I'd keep Martinez and keep Leno and I think you could cash in. I think get good money for Leno as well. So I wouldn't because I wouldn't be past doing that as well and getting another number two in. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you. At the moment, Martinez cannot be put straight back as number two for Leno. He can't, because if that was me as a player, knowing that I've come in for the injured Leno and you've done such a fantastic job, he's kept us in games, he's made some great saves. Obviously, you'll be feeling a bit down and you won't want to stay. So he's got to be still number one in my eyes in the new season. Until he makes a mistake, Leno has to sit on the bench, Claude.
Yeah, and he also showed a lot more command around his penalty area as well. Around his own box, he showed a lot more command than Leno. So I would keep him in.
Yeah, listen, I mean,
I think Leno's just more of a, to me, more of a shot stopper. Whereas I think Martinez has got a more all-round game to it. More all-round game. The only thing with Martinez, I think he needs to improve on his kicking, but then Leno's not that great himself either. So
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see what Arteta's got the decision to make now, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. People's concerns here. Randy Vipers put, why are we buying Willian? Such a bad decision, waste of money, keep Maitland-Niles. Randy, I totally agree with you. We need to keep Maitland-Niles. We need to sign up the Aubameyang. We need to get Gabriel, and we need to get Partey. Now, if we can keep all of them people, as well as Saka signing, as well as hopefully Ceballos staying, then Willian is just a squad player. It's just a squad player. We are not going to go out and buy 5 to 6 fantastic players. It's just not going to happen. So if we can get them other players that are already at the club signed up with 2-3 additions that are fantastic, like Gabriel and Partey, then obviously, like I said, Willian and Coutinho and players like that will just be squad players. They will make us strong in depth. Strong in depth. I mean, if you look at our bench all of last season, it was very, very weak and poor. Let's be honest. It was very, very weak and poor compared to the top 6 or 7, right? So them 2 players coming in, they automatically strengthen that squad with players coming onto the pitch. Automatically they do. Surely they do, Claude.
Yeah, I agree with you. But I don't know, mate. No, it's a waiting game now. We have to see what happens now in the summer. We can talk here all day long about who we're going to get, who we're going to get. When they're all signed, sealed, and delivered, that's when we can talk. I think. I
mean, you say we've got to wait for the summer, Claude. I think we've only got 3 weeks now before the Charity Shield.
Yeah, but we've got an extended thing in now because we've got an extended to October, which I don't agree with, by the way, because there's going to be all this players that are still up for sale, and when the season's already bloody started. You know what I'm saying? It's a mess, really. It's a big mess.
All right, let's just quickly, just because there's been a couple of other questions apart from Arsenal, so let's quickly get that before we finish up, Claude. And that is obviously the Sancho deal to Man United. Is it going to happen? And what's your thoughts on Sancho?
I think it will happen, but I think Dortmund have got the balls in Dortmund's court now. But how can I say it? Dortmund have got total control over this because they can actually. Sancho's not asked for a move. He's quite happy to stay where he wants. Stay where he is. If United don't meet the asking price, I don't think they could even run right till the last day of the October deadline. So I think Dortmund are a very strong position on this deal. either United cough up the money, 120, is it 120 million? Either they cough up or he ain't going nowhere.
No, I agree. I think, look, at the end of the day, if it doesn't happen, then it makes Man United. I mean, what does that say about Man United? Because it looks like they're putting all their eggs in one basket for Sancho, and rightly so. I mean, he's a fantastic young addition, great player. He's going to have a big future.
It's a lot of money, though. It's a lot of money.
Oh, it is a lot. It is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But how long are they going to let this go on for, this transfer thing? Do you know what I mean? Because if they don't get him, they've got to look elsewhere.
This could drag right till the last day of the transfer market, because I don't think United are prepared to pay the money that Dortmund want, and Dortmund has said that they're not the players happy at the moment, and they'll just keep him. Yeah.
Another one I want to quickly touch on that no one's talked about at the moment, and that is someone who's in the same situation at a different team as Ozil, right? And that is Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale apparently was asked to play in the Champions League game last night, and he said no, he didn't want to. He'd rather basically be on the golf course. So Real Madrid are paying all that money out for his wages each week, and yet they've got a player that can decide if he wants to play or not. I mean, what's your feelings on that?
We don't know the full story on that. We only hear half the story on that, don't we?
No, I know that's for a fact. I remember a season ago, basically when he was shut out by Zidane at the beginning. You know, when he first took over again, Zidane shut him out and he wanted to sell him, but Real Madrid didn't want to. And he said, "Look, I don't care. I don't want to be sold," because he's basically on the verge of being a professional golfer.
Listen, we don't know what's been said in the conversation between I know if you go back on this one between him and Zidane, it was Zidane that dropped him in the first place and said, "I don't want him playing for the club again," and all this. This goes back a long way, mate. We don't know all of. It could have been said, "Oh, I don't know. You're on the bench. That's all you could have." You don't know. You only hear one side of the story here. So I'm not going to make. I think people. The trouble with all of us, people, fans, and everything. We hear something, but we only hear one side, and we jump to the conclusion that one person's in the wrong, where we don't hear both sides. So anyway, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand where you're coming from, mate. I understand where you're coming from. Real Madrid. Will that happen, Claude?
I'm going to have to go because.
Yeah, no, we're shut down now. Anyway, I think we've gone through all the transfer thing, mate. I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Been absolutely brilliant. Been loads. Had over 250 people watching at one time. Thank you very much on this lovely Sunday morning. Let's hope that these transfer deals gets done, and Arsenal look very, very good next season if we can get them done. Claude, thanks a lot, mate, again for doing this.
No, that's fine, and onwards and upwards, and I'll speak to you later on, Terry. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you very much all for watching, and we'll see you soon. And that was our transfer thing. You can't say it in there, can you? It's time to go. Thanks a lot, everyone.